Okay, we're gonna walk over to see Mike's teepee. Get a view of the valley while we're down here. See the streamers flying. The 3 poles over there, that's where we're going to hang elk meat when we shoot an elk. Here Mike's got his solar powered light out there, and this seems to be the weather predictor. When there's snow on it, it's snowing.
Welcome to the lodge.
Oh, here we are.
Cecil B. DeMille Springer.
Look at that rig.
Such a deal.
Oh my goodness.
This is where it happens. This is where the evenings get passed, right here. Down the old. You guys could spend the night if you want. I'm gonna try to freeze your ass off.
He's got a fire here in the middle.
He's got the fire. We could get that going, but Bruce said don't touch it off right now because
it smokes.
Well, it can smoke. We can get it going without too much smoke.
Well, now tell me about all your furs in here, Mike.
Okay, we got 3 buffalo furs that kind of surround the area, and we've got a wolf skin over here just for little decor, and some recent Native American artifacts that kind of jazz it up a little bit. I was telling you, probably the most significant thing with the weather that we've been having, these little rain sticks on the lodge poles.
These right here, yeah.
Keep the drips going underneath whatever lashing. If you don't have that, you end up getting drips down in the teepee. So I put a couple more of those in just yesterday.
So what's the significance of the skull with the
fur on it?
Fur.
It just looks kind of creepy. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's like a dance stick. The Indians would use most of those.
What's the skull? Like somebody's kitty cat or something?
I don't think that's a cat skull.
I don't know.
That's a pretty sharp teeth. Go look at it. Zoom in on it.
Pretty rugged old teeth. I'm not real sure. We got a number of medicine wheels all around. All the dream catchers, kind of giving you good.
Look up too.
Got the flaps open, so you kind of.
You got all kinds of teeth looking at you.
Those old goat skull, that was kind of right.
Now what's this called now again?
That's an ozan.
An ozan, huh?
What it does, it takes the part that might drip a little bit,
yeah,
the wet part of the teepee, and it turns it into a dry and a warmer area. The lining goes around the interior about 4 or 5 feet, and it tucks under. The teepee itself is set up a little bit so it actually draws up over the lining if you need air in here, and then the ozan tends to circulate the hot air kind of like a lean-to a little bit before it exits through the smoke flaps.
So that's your cot right there, and it makes it a little warmer right here.
And I was just down in Tucson, and we took a drive out to California just in the past week, and it was 100 degrees in Pasadena. We were at the Rose Bowl little flea market antique show, and I saw this trade blanket and gave $50 for it. This thing saved my life, this 6-point blanket. I got 3 others that
How did it save your life?
well, it kept me from freezing to death.
What, a couple days ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
What did you name the pack rat that's living with you in here?
I don't know if it's pack rat. It might be a chipmunk.
No, it's pack rat. That's what pack rats do.
That's what they do?
Did you name it Linda Springer or what?
I doubt that.
No. I was just getting to be friendly with it. Well, it doesn't eat much.
So now this is a chair to sit in
That's
here.
a chair to sit in. That's Indian
I'll see if
style
I can get down
there.
right here.
Just plunk her on down. It takes a little plunk. And I guess from what Bruce and I found, when you light off the fire and if it starts smoking,
Yeah.
being closer to the ground, like you're crawling out of an apartment fire, is a good thing. So being down low to the ground
Well,
has its advantages.
this is pretty comfy.
Yeah, it feels kind of nice. Yeah.
You get down here, light that fire off, get warm, put that buffalo robe around you. Look at that fur.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't exactly go down vertical. You kind of went down.
Well, I've been on a horse half a day too. I'm
Kind of
little stiff.
Getting down to them.
got quite a wood pile going on over there.
Got the old twigs ready to light this up. I think I'm gonna start heating it up during the evening. Just lighting one up every night.
Now tell me about your rawhide shirt there.
Well, those I got along with the rest of these little artifacts. To me, I couldn't afford that sort of thing. They aren't old, but they're made to look old. If it was real and old, it'd be priceless. I've seen an exhibit back at the Smithsonian where they had ghost dance shirts and dresses that were assembled.
Is that a replica of a ghost dancer
I
shirt?
believe so. It might have some more color on it, but the Thunderbird certainly was digging the symbolism and the.
They look like vultures.
Well, it could be vultures too, but
You got to use your imagination, Bruce.
but the ghost dance was kind of a resurrection when the Indians got driven onto the reservation in, I think it was 1889. They decided that they're going to start up a new religion that was going to drive the white man out and bring their life back the way that they.
And it led to the Battle of Wounded Knee.
Actually, that was where it concluded right there. The government felt it was real, a real danger that the Indians were going to be rising up. You'd see them dancing, and they'd scoop up handfuls of dirt and throw it into the sky, and that was to bury the white man. And they would dance for days and days. And anyway, they danced the ghost dance in 1889, and then they put it down in 1890, I think.
Yeah, so it didn't work out too well.
Well, hey, hope springs eternal.
Now that shirt behind Bruce, is that
Yeah,
the same thing?
Basically the same thing. Just a mock-up of a
You got a lot of spooky stuff in there.
Oh man, there's some crazy stuff. I'd never be able to afford these
Now,
things.
is this a scalp?
That would have.
Or this looks like a horse tail to me.
Yeah, it's a horse tail, but would represent a scalp. Yeah, this one too. The Sioux were big for stretching them out on the rings, and then they dance them around the fire.
That would be maybe a decent scalp. This is like an old man or
That's
old
an
woman.
old one, boy.
That wouldn't count for much.
Now what's the claw on the club
That's
there?
a turkey claw.
Turkey
Yeah,
claw.
you should recognize that. It's an old turkey claw. just
But what's
another-
is it a
dance
club
stick.
or it's a
No,
dance
it's a
stick?
dance stick.
Oh.
I thought it was
Got a dream catcher made like that one up there.
Yeah.
that was a back scratcher.
Well, there's another one up there. I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
there's another one up there.
And there's a little, it looks like an antler pipe there with something hanging off of it. Maybe it's just a piece of antler with feathers hanging off.
Yeah, jawbones, horns, they decorate them with all kinds of different
Now what's this thing over here with the red and the turquoise and the black wrap on it?
That'd be another dance stick, just something.
It looks like it's got holes in it where you could wave it and make noise or something.
Yeah, that's actually a cactus skeleton.
Oh, okay.
The cane cactus and
Choya.
then the choya gets the big ones. Yeah,
The wood is choya, I think.
is that right? I thought that was a cane cactus.
No,
and then
my
the,
brother, when I go to Arizona, he
Yeah,
gives
you
me a
get
bunch
big
of that stuff. I got a bunch in the garage. It's neat stuff. Varnish it,
Yeah,
and it comes out pretty nice.
and
Oh,
that trade mountain man capote, the
This thing?
coat made
Yeah.
out of trade blankets, and you have to wear that in the evenings sometime. Get some
Well,
photos.
you should without being cold, yeah.
That'll be what I'll sit around the campfire when you guys are wrapping up in your blanket, sitting in your blanket. I'm just gonna bring that up and
Sit in a
wrap up
blanket.
in a blanket. So that's pretty much the grand tour. We got a little bit more stuff.
So do you consider yourself a medicine man or just a chief or a...
Just a aficionado. I think the Indians were pretty remarkable people. Well,
They did lose the war, you know that, right?
you know, it doesn't necessarily make you bad.
Now what's the sign where it's got the right behind your head there? It's got the three arrows down and the dots in between.
Yeah,
What's that sign all about?
these were some more Cheyenne style decorations. I did that when I first got the TeePee. I silk screened them, and that would represent rain.
Yeah.
And then these were just the kind of geometrics that you'd see in Cheyenne beadwork.
So that's raining on the potatoes or something?
Yeah, just kind of raining, and might be hailstones coming down.
I thought it was dominoes when I saw it. Cool.
Yeah, so it takes.
Now, do you ever unlace it all the way, or is that you just when you take it down?
When you take it down, you unlace that. During the summertime, you would unlace the bottom and kind of raise the side, leaning into a breeze, and it would, give you more ventilation during the summer.
Before you end this, you should get a shot of the absolute top. The engineering that went into that was significant.
Well, I'll have to get up to do that.
Well, I said before you end it, I didn't mean to mean
Yeah, the way it will describe it to you, and then you can kind of see it. When you set this up,
I would offer to help you, but I can't get up either.
there are two ways that you set these up. The Sioux and the Cheyenne used a 3-pole tripod, and then the Crow, I think, had 4 poles, but the 3-pole was the more normal. So you take, they call it a north and a south pole, and the east pole, the door pole. Those 3 poles are generally your longest poles, and you lash those together. A TeePee is usually set back shallower and steeper in the back of it, and shallower in the front where you come through the doorway. So you lash those together at that certain point. That's the real critical thing. Didn't hit it exactly on this, but it's pretty close. And then you start stacking the lodge poles in from the door. You put 4 up from the door, 2, 3, and 4. And then you come over on this side and add 4 in there, and then you put a couple up back in the back, skip a space, and another one, so there are 4 in the back of the TeePee. And then the way that you raise the cover is you tie it off on the lift pole, one of your longest and strongest poles, and you tie it off so it's going to be at the right height. And then you raise the skin and the pole, and then you just kind of
wrap it around,
float the canvas.
When were you walking around this with the rope? Was that
that was
after you put up all the poles and then you
bundle those together real tight, and then that either drops down from the top after you've bundled it and stakes in behind the campfire, or you run it down to the back and stake it in back here. And they'd always set these things up, the Plains Indians at least. They expected the winds to come from the west most of the time. I mean, they can obviously come any direction, but the real strong ones. And this is designed to withstand just huge forces, and that staking it down just holds the top of it down to the ground. And
as the wind blows on it, it just ties it tighter together.
Yeah, and it kind of wraps around it and passes through it. So it.
Well, I'll get up and get a picture of that and take a walk around the outside and look at it.
So you want to cut that off for a minute? We can take a still picture of everybody in here.
Yeah, well, I'll be back here.
Okay.
I just didn't want you to have to get up twice.
There we go. Oh, look at him. Yeah.
You never did say what you named the pack rat.
No, just pack.
Packy.
Packy. You haven't
Well, come out here and show me how this door works. How your flap works.
Well, it just unties and then rolls down across that hole.
Well, what about you got a vent pole or something that you work too?
Yeah, you got 2 smoke flap poles. There are 17 poles that go into this thing.
Yeah.
15 for the structure and then the 2 smoke flaps. You get a pole each. And they can be adjusted, you know, to get it to draft the smoke out.
Huh. You got it staked all out here.
Yeah,
Oh, he's got a vent for get air to his fire.
just had one fire that was wood, so let this come out.
This is the back side here. There's the vent poles, yeah. All this rope that's tied on back here,
That's just
excess rope, huh? Well, that's Mike's teepee. Well, thank you for the tour.
Well, 2 other things to just point out. I painted this specifically for the hunt, the great buffalo, you know, going after the food source for the Native Americans, and then that shield with the 3 horses. Now mine, old Clyde, is not exactly quite as sterling horse as the others, but they're though. So.
Which one do you use?
No, I didn't know what color they're gonna be, but kinda. There's the big chief buffalo headdress.
Yeah. Do you ever put that on?
Good. With the have the.
Yeah, put it on, Mike.
Let's see if we can get it off
I
of here.
imagine it just untie that piece. And that'll be simple enough.
Oh, see, it's got a big long streamer. Let's see.